Imagine a wall so powerful, it divided families, friends, and even an entire world. For 28 years, it stood as a symbol of fear, oppression, and a bitter Cold War. But in 1989, something extraordinary happened. The wall came crashing down, and with it, the Cold War era came to an end. How did this historic moment change the world forever? And what led to its dramatic fall? Stay with me as we unravel the powerful story of the Berlin Wall and the surprising events that brought freedom and peace back to Europe. After World War II, Berlin became a divided city, just like Germany itself. The western part was controlled by the United States, Britain, and France, while the east was under Soviet control. But this wasn't just a city split in two. It was a front line of an ideological war between democracy and communism, freedom and control. By the late 1950s, thousands of East Germans were fleeing to the West, seeking better opportunities and escaping communist rule. The Soviet-backed East German government couldn't let that continue. So, in August 1961, they built a wall not just to divide a city, but to trap their own people. Living behind the Berlin Wall was like living in a prison. Armed guards, barbed wire, and watchtowers ensured no one could escape. Families were torn apart, friendships shattered, and freedom became a distant dream. For nearly 3 decades, the wall was a symbol of oppression, and for those trapped in East Berlin, hope seemed out of reach. But it wasn't just Berlin that was divided, the whole world was on edge. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a Cold War, a dangerous rivalry fueled by nuclear weapons and competing ideologies. By the late 1980s, cracks started to appear in the Iron Curtain. Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev introduced reforms like glasnost and perestroika, weakening the grip of communism. Meanwhile, protests erupted across East Germany, with people demanding freedom and democratic reforms. The pressure was mounting, and change was inevitable. Then came the night of the 9th of November, 1989, a moment that shocked the world. East German officials mistakenly announced that citizens could cross freely into West Berlin. Thousands of people flooded the checkpoints, and overwhelmed guards had no choice but to let them through. That night, the Berlin Wall, the greatest symbol of division, came crashing down. People celebrated, hugged, and began tearing the wall apart with their bare hands. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked the beginning of the end for the Cold War. Just 2 years later, the Soviet Union collapsed, and the world entered a new era of peace and cooperation. The fall of the Berlin Wall wasn't just the destruction of concrete and steel. It was the triumph of hope, freedom, and the human spirit. It showed the world that even the strongest walls can't hold back the desire for liberty. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible stories from history. See you next time.